Hello there, this is Skipper Doodle 69, Philippines moving. It's a windy outside today, so I'm going to be in here doing this today. And as you know in my last video, I had passport problems. So Monday, the ladies at the post office in Springerville, Arizona, squeezed me in the morning without an appointment. I just walked in to their very tight schedule for giving out passports. They got them back to back. I don't know why it's so busy getting passports, but it was. I'll tell you a little bit more about it right after this. Yep, it's really windy out. We got a big snow coming out tomorrow. Ha, you betcha. You know, and it's like March 1st, 2023. And we're going on. And Monday I did go to Springerville. Didn't have an appointment. I got that letter on Saturday, as you know. And that was on 2/27/23, and it had a letter in there about we're missing some documents. So I took my stuff down there, walked in, waited for another person that was getting a passport, and the lady that dealt with me before luckily was at the window. I mean, she's a smart cookie, because I walked up and explained to her what the problem was, and it was the embossment on a document. Apparently she copied it, something. Sent that one in. They wouldn't accept that. And as she said, when I handed it to her and when I looked at it, you could feel the embossment figures on there, on the bottom corner of birth certificate, and you can't feel them. I mean, you got to be super braille to be able to feel those embossed figures on that document, on the stamp. So I handed it to her and I explained it to her, and she felt them and goes, well, there's no embossed figures on here. And another girl came up and they played with it and go, oh, I can feel it now. Oh boy. Because it wasn't their fault. I mean, as far as a good copy on a copier these days, it looked just like the original that they sent in. So anyway, that's what the passport people sent it back for because of that. So she immediately recognized the mistake and the problem, didn't argue about it at all, packaged everything up. And I'm standing there going, that's it? And she goes, you're going to have this within a week to 10 days. I'm doing this on an overnight shipment. We're expediting this, getting this to you as fast as possible. You waited 9 weeks. And this glitch came up, and here it goes. So I asked her, you know, what do I owe you for this? Because she's packing it all up and she's hurrying up getting it in this overnight thing so she can wait on these other people. And so she said, well, there's no charge. I'm taking care of it. And then she repeated, well, the post office is taking care of it. And I went, cool. Because it was like a 24-hour delivery thing. And so she grabbed everything I had and stuffed it in this envelope. And you could tell by her eyes, she kind of looked at it and went, oh, like she'll look out for this more often. But I think sure she's been doing passports for 20 million years, because she knows exactly that the passport people are now, when they get it, they're going to already have it filed, ready to go, all except this one paper. And she said they're going to get right on it and then mail it back out again. And she wouldn't be surprised if I don't get it back in a week. And cool enough. So that dropped me a whole bunch of stress. I expected about another 9 weeks of this. But no. So far, so good. So then I started going with what I wanted to do for my bank account stuff and my investment stuff. I've got stash money, like everybody does, I think. I pulled money out of stuff and stuffed it under my mattress, per se. And I just kind of kept it there for a while, and I've been out of the stock market forever, like a couple decades. I moved stuff into real estate and swapped and did all that stuff for a while because the stock systems were giving me headaches and stress. And I said, I'm done with this for a while. So I had to back out and put it in my own investments and use my own little hands to work on things, remodel houses, flip houses. And I went into that. Did my ranching up in Wyoming and that whole thing, hunting and fishing, and set up my life in that direction because we weren't working on the internet then. You had to get on the phone to do your stock stuff in here. Anyway, I opened up Schwab, which has been suggested through YouTube channels from Philippines that people have moved over there, that they've experimented with what bank accounts to have. You should have 2 to 3, maybe 4. In case something goes down, you can still get money because there's no money to get over there when you're in the Philippines. And keep your bank accounts here in the U.S. Schwab is really good because when you go to an ATM machine, they reimburse your ATM charges. Hey, can't beat that because you're going to the ATM machine constantly there. And it's not your bank. Now, you can open up a bank account there and get that going. That's great. But you need your money over here. So anyway, I wanted to go back in and start buying some stocks that I passed up years ago, which was Tesla. 7 years ago when I was moving out of Reno, I had a big wad of cash in my motorhome, and I'm driving by the new mega factory, and I watched them build it, and it was almost done, and I'm starting to believe in Tesla and the electric car system. So his stock was selling like it was $125, and I'm whipping in there. I would have put $100,000 in there. I was on my way to Kentucky to buy myself a liveaboard houseboat on Cumberland Lake. Me and my dog, and I did a lot of fishing there when I was a charter guy down in Florida. We used to take trips up there to go to bass tournaments. And as we did those, I got kind of connected to that. It's a great lake to be playing on and living on and all that. So I wanted to go do that. And as I drove by the Tesla's plant in my motorhome, which is in Sparks, Nevada, right connected to Reno, and I'm heading up I-80 and looked over and saw the mega factory almost completed, and I've heard all about it, and Musk and everything, and I've been watching him for a while. I get in there, buy this stock at the bottom. You're cashed, ready to go. You got enough to go to Kentucky, buy a houseboat, and get going up there. I needed some investments. When you pull money out of stuff, real estate and all that, it's dead money. It's sitting there. It's tax-free. It's ready to go. You got to put it somewhere. So I decided no, and I went right on past. Kicked myself in the butt all the way to Kentucky. 1,000 miles down the road. Actually, about 1,400 miles down the road. 1,500 miles. And I said, oh, well. So I went over and did some more real estate investments over in Arizona and all that because Kentucky wouldn't let my dog down the docks to where the liveaboard houseboats were. What the heck? I don't want to live aboard a houseboat where I got to put a leash on my dog all the time. My dog's with me 24/7. So I decided not to do that. I came back into Witch Wells, Arizona, around St. John's here, and started buying up some acreages and bought a house in town. And but now I pooled a bunch of money and pulled it out of stuff because I didn't want to have it in stocks 2 years ago when our government changed hands. Oil company pipelines shut down. I went, get your money out of that stuff. So I did, and I stuffed it under my mattress. Guess what? I still got my cash. I wouldn't have had it if I left it in. So here I go. I start stuffing the money back in my local account here, opened up a Schwab account. And yesterday, I spent time and got my Schwab account all going and got the money starting to transfer. It is nothing like doing it over the phone in the old days. In 5 minutes, I could do stock trades, this, buy, sell, transfer money, all in maybe a minute. It's so fast, and they give you updates on all of your stuff, on what your interest is doing, what your stocks are doing. It's kind of awesome. but it's kind of scary. Boy, you can get carried away real easy on that stuff. It's like sitting in front of a poker machine in a casino. You know, you can kind of get carried away. And yeah, I felt it again. I went, oh boy, you didn't have these opportunities before for stock trading. And I'm going to go ahead, and I'm a long-term stock trader now. I don't play the hoppy-doopy-doop, buy, sell every day and take. No, I locate some long-term things that I think is going to stay up and go up for a while. And Tesla's at its back at a low temperature right now. It went up to 1,000 points almost. And it's around 200 now. So I'm giving it the 180 mark. And then I'm going to start dumping money in it. I'm just feeling this out. I don't do banking and stuff over the phone because they got a checking account thing there, which is awesome for overseas. Very dependable. I mean, it's top rated to everybody I've ever listened to or talked to. If you want to keep something in a secure thing, get into Schwab, and then you can do trading out of that account if you want. You can swap money from bank to bank to bank in a second over the internet. See, I didn't have all this stuff available before. Now I do. And I can do a lot of moving around and control things from overseas. That's why I don't rent my house out. I've got to sell it. I can't manage it from overseas. I don't care if you have a management company. That never works. And I said, well, I'll take the money and invest it and run around and do stuff over there. And and it'll cost me if I gain money, I'll get some monthly payments out of it. You know, and that gets deposited directly into my account by a touch of a button. What better can I have? So I'm on that mode. I think I mentioned in other videos on March 1st, I was going to be making a lot of moves. Well, guess what the day is? So I'm making a lot of moves. The passport was going to hold me up. Now, I think it's pretty secure now. I think I'll have it in a week to 10 days. And so it's on its way. And that was my glitcher, to get that before you make any serious moves, because you can't do hotel reservations, plane reservations. You can't do a thing, sell house. You can't do anything. Well, I'm on the move now. So I'm going to start doing reductions on my properties and all this stuff and pump up my advertisements and get things rocking and rolling, because it's getting into the age where these months coming up are the months I need, because that's the busiest months for buyers coming out of their closets and start buying stuff, moving around. And they're going to have money, and they're going to do this, and they're going to have that. So I think I'm hitting a pretty good time. You know, and if you like what's going on here, because I'm going to get back more and more, I think, because I got more things coming up, like and subscribe. A lot of people are feared to subscribe. They think they're going to get, every time they touch something on their internet, they start getting all these advertisements and all this other stuff slammed into their email and all that. It doesn't do that. All it does is you got to get on there, turn it on for notification. It'll give you a little ring a bell. It'll tell you when I've just uploaded another video. And at any time on their system in YouTube, when you open it up, it will tell you whether or not you want to stop getting notifications or continue. You can unsubscribe with it, and it's a big thing. It's not one of them little tiny unsubscribe things you get. It's a great big thing right in your face. If you don't want this, please punch here. Ooh. And it'll stop it. So please subscribe if you could, because that's how they get me into better places on the internet where I get seen more, and it'll help out a lot more people going through this, because I'm going to be coming up to more and more things I'm doing. And anybody who's moving anywhere, doing anything, I'm just trying to help them out to get that. No, there's no money in this. Anybody who gets any money has to do this for a year, 2 years, to get monetized or whatever it is. And then you get, okay, they send you like $2-3 at a time. Well, I'm not interested in that. It's kind of getting to be fun. I'm doing my learning stages here. One of them's not to run my videos too long, because I was up to 12 hours for uploading. And now if I keep it around 15 minutes, which I'm looking at the timer, and it's 14.5 minutes, I can get it uploaded in 2 to 3 hours. So I'm going to get out of here. So do a like and subscribe. And remember, keep your dogs safe. Keep your dogs safe. It's windy out today. More dogs. Everybody came out during this is what happened during the COVID-19 time, everybody was off, they were doing this, that, and they all went out and got dogs. Now everybody's going back to work, and their dogs are in the backyard. And the dogs got escape routes out. I don't care what fence you think you have. If you haven't had dogs in that backyard, there's escape routes everywhere. And so they get out and run around when the wind blows and storms come, and that's where all these dogs are coming from. These weren't around a couple of years ago, or even a year ago. But now they're out. But keep an eye on them, and keep your family safe. And until next time, keep it real.